Running into your mobile phone after you
Greetings and welcome to the Breath of Fresh Air webcast back for the new year. I hope everybody had a prosperous New Year's holiday weekend. And I got Patrick Brackett with me as well. Say what's up, Patrick.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Yes, sir. And what we will be discussing today is we will talk about the college football playoff national championship game between Alabama and Clemson. We will also talk about the NFL wildcard weekend coming up. And we will also talk about some of the coaching news and the Baseball Hall of Fame inductees. So, Patrick, let's start off with we'll start with the wild card weekend, and we'll just talk about all these games. We'll start with Kansas City and Houston playing each other. Who do you have in that one?
Well, I mean, I got Kansas City. Kansas City's been a good team. They've been a good team this year. Whether they won like 9 in a row at the end of the season, so they're really flying under the radar. You didn't expect them.
10 in a row.
10 in a row. Okay, well, they've won 10 in a row. So they started off 1-5 and now ended up 11-5. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I got Kansas City. I mean, I don't know what I got to. Houston sucks.
Hey, this is that game you were talking about, Patrick. Bring your 14-2 ass here to my.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Houston won their division by default. All right, cool. All right, I understand it, but don't get me wrong. I mean, I guess they played okay football in the last quarter of the season, the last 4 games. I guess they played okay, I guess. But no, I got Kansas City winning this game, man. I think Kansas City will convincingly win this game. I don't think Houston has anything what it takes to change my mind. I got Kansas City.
You know what's really funny is I was actually kind of inclined to pick Houston for this because Kansas City has not won a playoff game, well, since we were born. No, I'm just playing.
But the trend's going to end this weekend.
It's been a while. I mean,
up against a favorable team than Houston, dude. It's Houston.
I mean, since 1993 was the last time Kansas City won, and the funny thing about that game was in Houston. They beat the Houston Oilers back in the day in Houston.
Well, the trend will stand. They will beat every team in Houston to win their playoffs, and it just so happens they're the Texans this year. I don't know. I wouldn't be inclined to pick Houston at all because I just don't trust that quarterback situation that they have in Houston. So, maybe Kansas City.
Yeah, it's a garbage quarterback situation in Houston, and I think the defense in Kansas City will exploit that. Yeah, I got Kansas City winning. They should win by at least 10 points to me, I think.
No, I'm thinking 14 to 17 points. I mean, if I was to pick a score, maybe 27-10.
Yeah, and I mean
35-14 or something like that. I mean,
Patrick, I like how the score is getting bigger and bigger. So yeah.
well, I just don't think Houston can score, man. I mean, I don't. I mean, I'll set over the 27-10, but I just don't see Houston scoring, man. I don't know. I got Kansas City.
All right.
27-10.
Yeah, I got Kansas City. I'll go 24-14, man. I think the defense will force some turnovers, get some pressure on Brian Hoyer. And like you said, I don't think Houston could score enough. And Andy Reid from Kansas City, sure, he has to come out aggressive. Andy Reid has a tendency when he gets into the playoffs with his teams to go real conservative. Now, they've been playing kind of conservative as it is, but you got to go out there, let Alex Smith throw the ball, go down the field. That's how you're going to win in the playoffs. You have to be more aggressive. Definitely, if they do that, they can win by more than 10. But I think as it is, they'll win by 10 because I think the defense is good enough. And like you said, Houston can't score enough. So we're in agreement. Kansas City will win that one. Well, let's talk about Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. This one might be the game of the week.
Yes.
This one I'm a little bit stuck on. I don't know who to pick in there. I know Cincinnati, the game's in Cincinnati. we've heard if Pittsburgh can get in the playoffs, they might be one of the most dangerous teams in there, if not the most dangerous team. So I'll ask you to go first on the pick because I still don't really know.
I got you right here. You ready? Pittsburgh. I know for a fact. This is the reason why. Andy Dalton's not playing. And if anybody's going to lead that team to win, it would be Andy Dalton. And you know me, I've never been an Andy Dalton fan anyway. But Andy Dalton would be the only one that can win that game. Plus, you still got Ben freaking Roethlisberger on the other side, who is a playoff phenom that's behind Tom Brady nonetheless. But I don't know. Ben Roethlisberger in the playoffs, man, it's hard to go against him unless he's playing Tom Brady. So I got Pittsburgh. I don't have Pittsburgh by 14 or 17 points. I got Pittsburgh probably by like 10 points maybe. I would probably say 30-21 maybe, 30-20.
It's tough. Cincinnati plays Ben Roethlisberger pretty well, or at least they have in these last couple of games. In the game in Pittsburgh, 3 interceptions for Big Ben. In the game in Cincinnati, I think he threw 1 touchdown pass and I had 1 or 2 interceptions. In Cincinnati, the one thing Cincinnati does to Pittsburgh really well is they keep the big play from happening. Pittsburgh, you know how they are. They want to attack. They want to go down the field. Antonio Brown, Martavius Bryant, Marquise Wheaton, all those dudes. Cincinnati does a good job of keeping stuff in front of them and making Pittsburgh be more patient. I expect more of the same. I don't know how long they can hang in there. And you know me and Andy Dalton, man. I don't know if Andy Dalton all of a sudden is the savior. Like a lot of people want to say, they're just like, oh, well, they can't win without Andy Dalton.
I don't think
for 4 or 5 years.
I just don't think anybody else can play. I just don't think anybody else can play that offense like Andy Dalton does. I don't think he's a savior. I mean, honestly, I think they need to go and get another quarterback, period. You know, I don't know. He's redheaded. I don't know.
Is that the He's so stupid.
I don't trust vegans and gingers, man. I just don't trust them.
AJ.
What's that?
You don't trust AJ McCarron?
Is he a vegan or is he a ginger?
I don't know. He's
got some red in him, but I mean, I got a little. I'm a little red-headed, but no, not full blown ginger like Andy Dalton. I don't trust him. I mean, when I look at Cincinnati, man, look, this is a fantastic team, but you know they've been playing a little slouchy these last couple of games. Pittsburgh's really picking their play up, and it looks like they're starting to click a lot better now than they were even in the earlier parts of the season. You know, I got Ben Roethlisberger carrying them. You said that Cincinnati plays Pittsburgh well. I would expect a lot of the same in this game, but you know how it is, man. This is a different season, dude. It's a different season. It's playoff time, man. Pittsburgh gets rowdy in playoff time, so like you said, they're dangerous.
And you also have to remember Kansas City streak of not winning playoff games. Cincinnati hasn't won a playoff game since '91. So they're on a bigger drop than Kansas City is.
This one's not falling. This one's staying. They're still not winning a playoff game since '91. They might as well just go ahead and put their shoulder pads on the hooks and go home because Pittsburgh's going to get them.
I'm gonna give Pittsburgh the nod too, man, but I think it's going to be close, man. I'm thinking 3 to 7 points. I think Cincinnati is going to show up. They're going to play pretty well. But I'll give you this, as much as I've been bashing Andy Dalton, I don't know how much they're going to score with AJ McCarron. And then that's the biggest thing. So, but I'm going to go pretty low scoring here. 17, man, maybe like 23 to 20, because the weather's not supposed to be the best in Cincinnati. It's supposed to be raining a little bit too, which might slow down Pittsburgh's passing game a little. And D'Angelo Williams is a question mark for the game as well. So
Since when?
Oh, well, he sprained his ankle last week against Cleveland.
So that is shit. Okay,
Hey,
and then I
look.
want to change my
Hey, you
score. I
haven't,
didn't know he was
you
going to
haven't
be
made it
questionable.
yet, Patrick. So you could go ahead. You could look at this again if you want.
Yeah, let me look at this again. Hold on. So you tell me that. Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you on that score. Okay, let's cut it down. 7 to 10 points might not be enough, or it might be too much, man. I'll go. I'll go 24-21.
All right,
I'll take
cool.
6 points away from Pittsburgh. I still got Pittsburgh winning.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close, man. And I'll put it this way: I wouldn't be surprised to see Cincinnati win, but I'm going to pick Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go 2017. So we're agreement in that one. I'm pretty sure we're probably in agreement for this next one too. Seattle at Minnesota. Do you give Minnesota a chance in this?
Yes, I give Minnesota a chance in this. Adrian Peterson gets 25 to 30 carries. Minnesota can win this game.
Yeah, he has to get his carries. Yes.
He has to get his carries. If he does not get his carries, this game can get out of control really fast.
Oh, like the 38-7, like it did before.
Maybe. This one I've been seesawing back and forth because it's been proven all season. Adrian Peterson gets his carries. Minnesota wins the game. Bridgewater, I mean, he handles the ball very well, but at the same time, Peterson, he's the changing factor of that offense. And if he gets his 25 carries, 9 times out of 10, Minnesota wins that game. Not really sold on Seattle's offense totally. I'm actually going to go Minnesota with this game.
Whoa. Okay, Patrick. That's what's up. Going out on the limb.
I'm going out on the limb on this. I got Minnesota 2017.
Man, you got Minnesota on the limb. You know what? Look, I would love to agree with you. I would. You know, I can't stand Seattle. But here's the thing with Minnesota, man. Yes, but Seattle knows that too. And Seattle is going to stuff the box. So Teddy Bridgewater has to make some downfield throws. He's got to make plays. He's going to have to. Seattle's going to put 8 people in the box. And they're saying with Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, and them boys, they're going to lock down on the receivers man up anyway.
Richard Sherman is overrated. He's been so many times this year.
I agree. Yes, he is very overrated to me. I mean, I don't see why people are so scared to throw his way.
I want to play him. I want to play him, but he's paying all these other teams. They're like, don't put Patrick on that. He's not good enough. Yeah, it's because you know I'm a level 99 shit talker. You don't want none of this, punk. That's what I say. I hope it's viral and he hears that shit.
Hashtag get on my level, Patrick. Is that what you're saying?
Hashtag the freshestness is the bestestness.
Well, Seattle is gonna say we're gonna man up on those receivers. Something Diggs, those boys, Kyle Rudolph at tight end. They're gonna have to make some plays for Minnesota to win this game. It's gonna be cold, Patrick. They're talking about 7 degrees at game time with -10 wind chill. Is crazy cold there in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota, here's the thing also, man, while I'm probably going to pick Seattle to win. Minnesota strikes me as the team right now who's just happy to be there. So they won the division. They finally got over that hump, beat Green Bay in Lambeau Field. And they got the division title. I want to see how they come out. Are they happy with that? That's how they're striking me right now. Are they happy with just being the division winner? And they're just like, oh, well, our season was a success. I want to see Minnesota come out there saying, you know what, we won this division. We're going after Seattle. They smashed us, whooped our ass before we have to get revenge and put them out. I want to see that Minnesota. I don't know if we're going to get that Minnesota. So I'm going to pick Seattle to win by 10. probably we'll go 27-17. I hope I'm wrong about that, though.
I hope you're wrong. Let's just say you might be. Like I said, I got Minnesota getting this game. I'm going out on a limb, but I trust my pick, man. I think that this is. I agree with you. Bridgewater's going to have to make a few plays downfield, loosen up that defense, so that getting Adrian Peterson is still a good option. He, maybe even get some play action that'll help with that to loosen it up for down the field and Peterson to get some carries. This was one of those key games. I said it just a second ago. I was like, the foundation is starting and ending with Adrian Peterson. Well, this game, I agree with you. This game starts with Bridgewater and will end with Adrian Peterson. So I think you're right, man. This is going to be a good game. I think this is probably my personal opinion. I think this is probably going to be more closer to the game of the week because of how good this game could potentially be. If this game is not as good as I think it is, which obviously could happen because Seattle could blow this team out. I mean, absolutely blow them out. But that Pittsburgh-Cincinnati is going to be a good game, but I think this one has the makings of being a great game. But now, don't get me wrong. If Seattle wins this game, I think it'll be a complete blowout. I don't think if Minnesota's just happy with being in the playoffs, Seattle could wax them all up and down that field. Seattle, if I was to pick Seattle to win, I'd probably go more like 32-10. I think it'd be a blowout. But I got Minnesota with 2017.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what Minnesota team shows up, man. If they're really upset about how they got blown out at home by Seattle like that, then then I expect them to be pretty inspired because of that. And again, I mean, Adrian Peterson, he does need to get his carries, but I think it's going to start with Bridgewater. Like you said, he has to make some plays because Seattle's going to stuff the box.
Yep.
They're going to stuff the box. They're going to put 8 people at the box. And Bridgewater has to be able to make some throws. Well, all right. Well, let's move on. We'll see. That'll be an interesting one. To see what Minnesota team comes out. But we got one more game, Patrick. Green Bay and Washington. This game is in DC.
You know what I call this game?
What?
The blowout of the week.
Who you got blowing out? Who?
I got Green Bay blowing them out.
Do you? I think. I think I'm a big Washington, dude. I think I'm a big Washington. Talk about now. Okay, that's going on.
Washington, come on.
Yeah, you talk about going out on the limb, but yeah, man, Green Bay has been looking pretty bad lately, man. And I know they got Aaron Rodgers, I do, but man, he has no time at all to throw the ball. I mean, he has been getting smashed. The receivers aren't getting any type of separation. They can't run the ball. I don't know what's happened to Eddie Lacy this year. This man has completely disappeared.
Him and Bartolo Colon are chilling at the freaking concession stand before every damn game. How many freaking pounds he has put on?
Yeah, Eddie Lacy does look fat as hell.
Oh so yeah, it's like, and how are you in the league?
So yeah, man. Look,
everybody's been telling me he's got what do they call it? What do they call that problem I call it a gluttony problem. That some bitch needs to stop eating and get into the gym is what he needs to do. But you know what? It doesn't change, man. It's like, we talked about Ben Roethlisberger the same way. I mean, this fat ass dude walking out here on the field thinking he's gonna throw. Like, oh, touchdown! I'm like, okay, well, your fat ass is good enough. Okay, get your ass back on the bench then. Eddie Lacy, no.
Well,
get your fat ass off the field because you can't run.
Look, man, I have to say, Kirk Cousins has been playing pretty well, and the game is in DC. So I give Washington a shot here, man, and I think they can pull it off. I'm gonna go we'll go like 30-27, maybe 27-24. Green Bay's defense hasn't been that great either, man. I don't know. I mean, yes, I get you have you have Aaron Rodgers there, so anytime you have Aaron Rodgers, you have a shot, no doubt. But man, the rest of the team around him has been falling apart.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. I mean, Green Bay has been struggling. But again, it's Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins. I'm going with Aaron Rodgers, dude. It's Kirk Cousins. I don't care how many times he walks off the field going, "You like that? You like that?" Well, guess what? He ain't gonna like when he goes home. I can tell you that. Because
or stay home.
Going to get him.
Or stay home.
Yeah, win big or stay home because Green Bay is going to the next level. I got Green Bay going, we'll say 27-7.
Oh, you got this being a housing 7-7, huh?
27-7.
All right. Well, shoot, this is good, Patrick. We're disagreeing on some stuff. Yes.
What is it? This webcast we've done, and this is about the first real big disagreement we've had.
I know.
Minnesota, Green Bay. Let's go.
All right. I got you, man. I mean, look, I want to go Minnesota and Washington. I mean, you know me, I don't want to pick Seattle, but yeah, man, I got to see what Minnesota team shows up, man. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go Seattle and Washington, and we'll go from there, man. Now, granted, Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, they should probably win the game. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and just try to act like Green Bay doesn't have a shot. Wouldn't surprise me to see Green Bay win, but I'm gonna pick Washington. I'm gonna go with that one. I think they're riding the you like that. I think they're riding that high, and they're gonna continue to ride. Well, until next week at least, and we'll see.
Well, they're gonna ride it, and then they're gonna jump off that train. Come this weekend, come Sunday at about I don't know what 5:30. They'll be like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm going home. Or I'm just gonna go right down the road and go to my house and watch the rest of the playoffs next weekend. I don't like that. Green Bay's gonna be like, we got a plane to catch.
Well, Patrick, let's talk about the college football playoff national championship. So we have Alabama in the wins. Clemson blew out Oklahoma, who me being an Oklahoma man right now. There's a lot of sad faces walking around here, but oh well. And
what do you got to say? What do you got to be sad about? Oh, because you lost? Oh, poor babies.
And so Clemson blew out Oklahoma. Michigan State got destroyed by Alabama. And you have the matchup, Alabama and Clemson. So most people are saying Alabama should win pretty handily. I don't think it'll be that easy. I do have Alabama winning, but I think Clemson can give them a lot of hell, man. Clemson has been kind of getting overlooked all year, but they have a good team, dude. So, I mean, I give Clemson a shot. Definitely a puncher's chance in here to win this game. But I'll probably pick Alabama by 7 or 10 points because of the physicality. Alabama with the physical offensive line running downhill with Derrick Henry. Clemson, kind of like what we were talking about with the Seattle game, they're going to bring some people in the box to try to stop Derrick Henry, and Jacob Coker can make those plays down the field to Calvin Ridley. I like Alabama there, and I also like Alabama's depth on the defensive line. Deshaun Watson is going to give them some problems because he's just one of those dual threat quarterbacks who give Alabama problems. If you're going to beat Alabama, your quarterback has to be elite. He has to play elite football. Johnny Manziel. Let's think about the guys who have beaten Alabama before. Johnny Manziel. Nick Marshall, when he was with Auburn, played elite. the Mississippi dude, Chad Kelly, played elite, beating Alabama earlier this year. Your quarterback has to be great. Deshaun Watson is capable of that performance, but I just think the depth of Alabama will be too much to overcome. So I'm gonna pick Alabama by 7 to 10 points. What about you?
Everything you said. Look, I agree. Alabama's depth on that defensive line is freaking astonishing. They just put one in after the other, and this line is averaging 327 pounds. Damn, it's a big line. This is a big line to beat, and to be pushing these men around the way that Clemson's going to have to push them around, I just don't see it happening. I don't see Alabama clogging the box. I don't think Clemson has what it takes to run against this team. It's gonna be a downhill fight. You're gonna go through the air. Clemson is going to try to attack this secondary because that's where they're weak at, secondary. And Alabama's that defensive line does not need help stopping the run. They get pressure with 4, they get pressure with 3. It doesn't matter what they're doing. But Clemson is going to attack this team downfield. So you're going to see the linebackers drop, and you'll probably see the safeties the safeties playing probably 2 or 3 yards or 5 to 10 yards back further than they normally do. Corners are going to be, given a lot of cushion. Nothing's going to be happening for the run, but Clemson can beat that team. Clemson can beat this team because that secondary is. They fixed a lot of things since that Ole Miss game. But let's be honest, they've also gave up a lot of points even after that game, throwing down the field. So Clemson can beat this team. I don't have them beating him, but I think it's going to be, a lot of people say that Alabama can handle this team pretty easily. I don't think it's going to be as easy as everybody thinks it is either. 24-20, Alabama. I think it's going to be closer than even what you think.
Yeah, I mean, Clemson, they got a good team, man. And you don't think Dabo Swinney is going to have that team ready to play? Everybody, people been underestimating Clemson all year, and I don't understand why. I'm watching this Clemson team, and I've gotten a good look at them in most of their games. They got a good team. Mm-hmm. They got some athletes over there, and they have some pretty good depth of their own. Just Alabama has a little bit more, and I honestly think that's probably going to be the most telling factor. Just
you're really going to see a good game.
All that depth Alabama has.
Yeah, you're really going to see a good game come middle of third quarter when both of these teams. You're going to see you'll be able to see the depth that Alabama has come the third quarter. Alabama has the depth in the right places. Defensive line, the running back core that they have, the offensive line that that offensive line doesn't have to do much, not for this team. Create a hole, and that's all they do is just kind of fall that way, and Derrick Henry gets a hole. You know what I mean? So it's not that this offensive line has to do a lot. I think their average line was like 306 on the offensive line, which is a damn big line. Even I think it was like ranked second amongst college all year. And these guys are just, they're playing in a unison team. I've never seen lines play like this. But it doesn't change the fact that Clemson can make plays down the field. And if you're going to beat Alabama, make the plays down the field. And that's where they're going to score. You're going to see Clemson make a lot of big plays, but all in all, I think Alabama can handle it. I think they'll get a few good turnovers, and force Clemson to play from behind, which is one of the things that Clemson hasn't really done all season, is play from behind, and that's really going to test Clemson and see how good they really are. So it's going to be an interesting game. I think I like this game. It's a good game, but yeah, Alabama 24-20.
Well, yeah, man. Deshaun Watson, he's been great all year, man, and he's going to have to be even better if he's going to help his team get a win on this one. Well, real quick, Patrick, we have a couple more topics. Let's talk about coaching decisions that's been made in the NFL real quick, and then we'll talk about the baseball inductees. But I want to first start with the Indianapolis Colts. I think this was a good move to go ahead and lock up Chuck Pagano and the GM because what it's showing is stability. And since Pagano's been there, they've improved. Well, leading up into this year, wild card in 2012, divisional playoff in 2013. AFC Championship game in 2014. This year they didn't make the playoffs. They missed Andrew Luck because he lacerated his kidney. And I mean, the team, if anybody failed, it was management. Again, you know the weaknesses of the team. And you knew you couldn't run the ball. Nothing to address that. And if they would have fired Chuck Pagano because of that, that would have been right back in the category of, oh, well, things are going downhill. It's time to fire. Time to jump ship. So I'm glad they actually showed a little bit of stability and locked them up. What do you think?
I agree. Indianapolis has been showing has been really consistent for the past 5-6 years. Really inconsistent for 5-6 years. Just like you said, jumping ship with head coaches, general managers. I mean, I'm glad that they slowed down, showed that they trust what they're trying to do, and that's what it takes. I mean, sometimes it just takes management to say, look, let's just slow down. Let's see what we can do, but let's just lock what we got in. Let's lock what we got in, and let's go from there. I can accept failure if I made the mistake, because I can fix that. And I like where management's at. They are saying it to me. They are saying I'm on board with what I have done, and I like my planning, and I trust my planning. But if it doesn't work, I know because it will be on me. It's not my players. It's on me, and I can handle that. So I like where Indianapolis' head's at right now. Only time will tell if this was a good decision. But as it stands right now, I think this was a great decision. I like the stability that they're trying to bring to the team. It shows that they trust what they're trying to do. So hopefully the players buy in on that, and that can lead to championships.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, in the society of what have you done for me lately? I mean, everybody is so quick to try to want to win now. And if things aren't working now, then everybody just wants to get rid of everybody. Everybody's got to get fired.
Yep.
Speaking of which, let's jump on this Tampa Bay situation. They fired Lovie Smith. This was crazy to me. This was super crazy to me.
This was stupid.
They improved. All right, look, they were 2-14, and they got to 6-10. They were 6-6. They didn't finish well. They lost 4 in a row, or the last 4, but they were showing improvement with a rookie quarterback. They got a rookie quarterback in Jameis Winston who played pretty well considering. I think Tampa Bay was on the way back up, man, if they would have stuck with Lovie Smith. But for whatever reason, these people were like, oh, no, we got to get rid of Lovie Smith.
Yeah.
Let's remember, Patrick, they're Tampa Bay. They're Tampa Bay. It's not like Tampa Bay has been wildly successful in their franchise history. You remember them when they wore them Pete Sherbert uniform 0-14? You remember that? Come on, dude. Tampa Bay. Are you kidding me?
They're in my division. I don't even know what they were thinking when they put those jerseys on. As a matter of fact, I turned the channel because I wasn't watching that shit.
The Pete Sherberts. I just called them a bunch of Sherberts.
They look so good out there with their sherbet ice cream. But you know what? That's what it was. It was a Baskin Robbins ploy.
To go buy Pete Sherbert?
Now I'm gonna go, ooh, I want some ice cream. Everybody's like turning off the TVs, going to Baskin Robbins, man, get them some food, man. I'm like, I'm hungry. And they're like, thank you, Tampa Bay.
It's just, I mean, I'm just saying though, Patrick, it's Tampa Bay. I mean, these guys act like, look, everybody's win now. Well, everybody wants to win now. You roster, and Tampa Bay's garbage, and they got talent. I mean, they got Doug Martin running the ball. They picked up the receivers, Vincent Jackson, Mike Evans, but neither one of those guys can stay healthy. The offensive line, inconsistent. Defense played a little bit better, but it's got to get better. But I think it was on its way. I mean, I don't know. I just think this was crazy. He'd only been there for 2 years, dude.
Yeah, give him a chance. I mean, normally when you sign a head coach like that, I mean, like you said, he's only been here for 2 years. They weren't wildly successful before Lovie Smith. They started looking like they're getting the hang of it. I mean, me personally, I don't even think he should even have been in the hot seat. I mean,
No.
I mean, give him a chance. I mean, he's like you said, young team. Jameis Winston's, he's coming in. Jameis Winston's got to develop a trust with those players too, and he started getting that probably in the middle of the season. But then they just ran into some better teams. I mean, it's hard to win in the NFL because everybody's a freaking pro. It's surprise, everybody's a freaking pro in the pros. Give them a chance to freaking play. So I don't agree with this. I'm not wildly happy. I feel Lovie Smith should have at least had one more year, and then if he doesn't improve, then I'm gonna put him in the hot seat, and we'll see how it goes for maybe the first quarter of the season next year. But I mean, he was improving. He was improving the team, and he got his recommendations when they picked up Jameis Winston. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. He just got his quarterback. He just got a quarterback that he wanted. Give him a chance to work with him. That's what I say. But Tampa Bay jumped the gun. I mean, don't get me wrong. Lovie Smith probably be head coaching somewhere else here pretty soon. Dallas, maybe.
Yeah.
Coach.
I mean, there's a bunch of coaching openings up, so I can see him.
He'll go Philadelphia.
You can see him going up to Philadelphia, man. I mean, did Tampa Bay? This is what they're going to have their fourth head coach in a span of 7 years, because they have Raheem Morris, let him go. Greg Schiano, let him go after I think 2 years, and himself after 2 years, and now you're getting rid of Lovie Smith after 2 years. I mean, you can't get no continuity that way. Nope. If you don't have any stabilization. So with that move, expect Tampa Bay to be more garbage. Honestly,
yep. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't bother me none, because now I know that Atlanta should have 2 wins next year.
All right, there you go.
That's where I look at it. Atlanta's on the up and up. They got 2 wins. Definitely 2 wins next year.
Hey, dude, there we go. I was going to say, do the Tiger Woods fist bump again for me, Patrick. Yeah, yes. I just wanted to try to get it on camera. So
I gotta put it on camera again. I love it.
Yes.
2 wins. Definite.
Last topic, Patrick. So the Baseball Hall of Fame, they announced 2 new inductees, Ken Griffey Jr., Mike Piazza. I like both of these players, and I felt like Ken Griffey Jr., sweetest swing I've ever seen.
Sexiest swing ever.
Smoothest, sexiest, whatever analogy you want to use. But man, he got 99.3% of the voting. That broke a record for any inductee. So I mean, that to me, that they got it right finally with this one. I think they got it right. And this isn't to go against any of the other inductees that are in there, but I think they actually did a pretty good job with this one, getting those 2 guys in there.
I agree. Mike Piazza, I mean, you look back on Mike Piazza's career, man, this is the foundation of one of the best catchers to ever play the game. And they finally let him in. I'm super ecstatic, because baseball is my favorite sport, and I grew up catching all my life. You know what I mean? Catching and second base was my positions. And shortstop, I love shortstop. So when I grew up, these guys really got it. Mike Piazza was one of the guys I watched. I loved watching him because his style of catching was just so pure. He he never made mistakes back there. And you know, as a second baseman, I grew up watching Craig Biggio and then Ozzie Smith at shortstop. These guys deserve to be in there, and I'm so glad that Mike Piazza got his chance to be in there, because he is one of the best catchers to ever play the game.
I mean, I thought he was overdue. I mean, I don't understand why it took us so long. This is what, his fourth year on the ballot?
Fifth year, fourth year. Fourth year.
I mean, I guess the whole thing with him playing in the steroid era, I guess that has something to do with it. But I mean, he really didn't have no link to it. So I mean, I don't understand.
I mean, he played at the beginning of that steroid era, right when everything started hitting. You know, he was pushing retirement anyway.
Yeah, so that's why I don't understand, man. I mean, I just think it was just kind of overdue. But I'm glad King Griffey, on the other hand, first year, first ballot, broke the record. Glad to see that.
Loved it. Yeah, you're looking at one of the best outfielders to ever play the game. All those records that are standing now with, you know, Barry Bonds and all those would have been broken years back if King Griffey Jr. would have been able to play full seasons. You know, this was back when the era of the strike. Everybody, every other year, baseball striking, and you know, and King Griffey Jr. is losing valuable time because, you know, he's up and coming on his primes at this time, and you know, and he's on record pace of breaking these home run records. He's on record pace of breaking all these other records. And you look at the man, look at him. I mean, watch YouTube, audience. Watch YouTube. This man never got bigger. He just kept playing. You look at Jose Canseco. This guy, back when he was Jose Canseco and Barry Bonds, Bash Brothers in Oakland.
Yeah, Jose Canseco and Mark McGwire, when they were the Bash Brothers, they were big. Not as big as they got, though.
Exactly.
Those dudes got huge.
Those dudes got huge. They tripled in size, at least. Ken Griffey Jr. never got bigger. Never. That's what tells you, man, this guy was pure. I truly 100% believe that this guy was a pure baseball player. You just don't keep hitting home runs and hitting the way he did. I mean, he was patient in the box. He waited on his pitch. I mean, he fought pitches off. I mean, this guy, just from the games I watched, this guy was averaging like 8-9 pitches per at bat. I mean, he was patient. He was waiting. And when he got his, it was just so sexy. It's so beautiful. But he deserves it. I'm glad that this was his first ballot. Come in, break the record. All y'all can suck it. Go home. I'm a Hall of Famer. No asterisks. Get some. I love it. King Griffey Jr. hands down the best player, one of the best players in the game. Michael Jordan of baseball, man. King Griffey Jr. He's my favorite, man.
If he didn't get hurt, man, I think I seriously think King Griffey would have had 800 homers. I really believe that. If he didn't get hurt, if he didn't have those nagging injuries in his career, as it was, he had 638 homers?
638 homers, and you have to understand, this guy had 4 seasons cut short because of strikes, and those nagging injuries in his last 6 years of his career, and he still hit over 600 home runs. So there's who you model your kids behind. That guy, fantastic. I have nothing but good things to say about King Griffey. He's my favorite player.
Well, all right. Well, Patrick, on that note, we're going to go ahead and conclude on that note. And we like to say thanks for watching the show. And as the new year starts, promise we're going to get into those new additions. So again, continue to look out for us on Twitter. Continue to look out for us on Instagram. Patrick is, what are you, the Preciousness? At the Preciousness?
I have been working on my hashtags too. So ask Charles. I've been working on them damn things. They're gonna be awesome. I got like 6 of them that's just ready.
Yeah, my cell phone has been flooded with hashtags all day. Uh, and as it is, you guys continue to just look at the channel, go on the Facebook page, like the page, and again, feedback. Give us feedback. Other than that, man, am I missing anything, Patrick, that I need to go on there with?
Yeah, you're missing one thing, man. You got to give your Twitter handle. Yeah, you can't.
Oh
Out,
yeah,
man. Just because the freshness is the bestestness, you gotta still remember yourself, man.
yeah. I'm Breath of Fresh A6.
Fix that. That sucks.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'll help you with your new Twitter handle. I got you.
right. Yeah, the freshness is so great, but
Better than breath of fresh A.
it wasn't my fault. They cut it short.
Hey, you know how many characters you get. You just gotta think. You gotta be on that level. Hashtag Charles, get on my level.
Patrick, stop. You got yours from Key and Peele. You were going to use analyticiousness. Yours is not
hey, and that forced me to have to go outside the box and think of my own. Look, Key and Peele shoot the assist. I still made the bucket. What's up? Glamour Stat. What's up?
Yeah, Glamour Stat. Gotcha.
Glamour Stat. What's up, Charles? Key and Peele went, and I went, got it.
Yeah, I'll give you props for scoring off of their assist.
Yeah.
So, well, on that note, we will conclude this, and we will be back next week. So enjoy the football, enjoy the wild card weekend, and enjoy the college football playoff national championship on Monday night. When we come back, I'm sure Patrick will want to do this too, but we want to get more into college basketball. We really haven't talked about college basketball. So we want to jump into that and talk about some of these teams and how they're looking as well. So after that, I guess that's it. And that's all. We will talk to you next week. Take care. Have a good weekend.